Hi, it's Alexander Ewald, and today I will turn this into this. With only one plugin, Slap. Slap is a drum sound processor plugin made by Yum Audio in collaboration with Mr. Bill. You can think of it as a sort of channel strip for drums that contains almost everything you need to take care of your percussive sounds. Today I'll use Slap to process 4 sounds that I sampled from my synths and drum machines. This kick from Medusa, a snare that I made with Minilogue XD and the Sine Vibes Groove Engine, this hi-hat from Pulsar 23, and this tom-like sound that I made with Erebus 3. I dropped all 4 sounds in a drum rack in Ableton Live and created this little beat with them. Everything sounds very dull and raw, so now I'll process the sounds with Slap. The kick sounds a bit soft, so first I'll add a transient with the click replacer. This adds a short transient sample to the beginning of the sound, which gives it more punch and helps it cut through the mix. The plugin comes with a wide range of transient samples. There's a lot of material in there already, but you can also use your own samples. I can change the gain level, the pitch, and the tone. As you can see, the little display on the right side of the plugin gives me real-time visual feedback about what I'm doing. So if I turn up the gain of the transient, you see it is highlighted in a lighter color. Below the click replacer, there's a section with 6 different FX modules. You can turn them on and off individually and move them around in the chain. The first effect I'm using is clap. Basically, this adds white noise to the signal. You can change the timbre and the length. This can be used to turn pretty much every sound into a clap, but it's also useful to add more high frequency energy to a sound like a kick drum, so it has even more punch. Next effect I'm adding to my chain is shape. This has 2 controls, snap and tight. Snap accentuates the transient. It doesn't add anything that's not there, like the click replacer does, but whatever transient is there will be boosted, so the sound gets even more clicky. And tight basically shortens the tail of the sound, so it gets shorter and snappier. So now I have turned the very soft and round kick drum into a very short and aggressive impulse. I did lose most of the bass of the sound. It doesn't really sound like a kick anymore. So the next effect I'm gonna add to the chain is sub. Sub adds a synthesized low-end sub signal, which is triggered by the transient. So now we have more bass again. With timbre all the way down, it's a sine wave. As I turn it up, it becomes more of a square. At least there's overtones added, which can help it cut through the mix, especially on smaller speakers. You can adjust the length. And I can change the tune. So now it sounds like a kick again. Next, I'll add clip. It's pretty much a brick wall limiter that clips the sound and makes it louder, while adding a little distortion in form of overtones. The more I turn punish up, the more distorted it will get. And with timbre, I can shape the tone. The last effect I want to try for the kick drum is fat. It's a combination of multiband compression and EQ that adds fatness and punch to the sound. We can select the boost point, which is the frequency the saturation will focus on. And with envelope, I think we're controlling the release time of the compressor, so we're effectively boosting the tail of the drum sound. This can work really great on 808 kick drums, for example, to make them longer. So with the click replacer and these 5 effects, we turned this kick into this. I think that's a pretty radical transformation and really shows how far you can bend drum sounds with this plugin. The snare sounds very soft and muffled. It has no punch and it has too much lows. So the first thing I'll do is get rid of the low end with the low cut filter. Add some punch with the click replacer. Make it snappier with shape. Tighten it a bit. That's really punchy. Gonna add fat to boost the overtones and give it a bit more body. Next I'll add spray. This adds a dash of spray-like sizzly reverb to the sound. It's a very subtle effect, but it gives the sound some more presence and air. We can adjust the stereo width from mono to stereo. Change the length and room size of the reverb with size. And shimmer controls the amount of high-end signal in the reverb tail. As I said, it's very subtle, but if I place clip right behind it in the effect chain, it can help to make the spray effect a bit more present. I added to the high end of the snare drum at multiple stages of the effect chain. In case it is too much, I can now use tame to reduce it. It's a shelving EQ that lowers the high end to make the sound a bit softer and less harsh. Also down in the tone effects, I'll add some squash, which is a final compression stage that glues everything a bit together. So altogether, we went from this to this. The hi-hat that I sampled from Pulsar 23 lacks definition, could be snappier and punchier overall. I'm gonna get rid of the low end, add a transient with the click replacer, add some white noise with clap, and now make it way snappier with shape. Tame the high end a bit, so we went from here to here. And finally, for the percussion sound, I went with one of Mr. Bill's many presets that come with Slap. So let's listen to all the sounds together. We started with this and turned it into this. So to wrap it up, Slap doesn't do anything that your DAW's built-in effects or a combination of third-party plugins couldn't do, but here you have it all in one place and you don't have to build and control a complicated chain of multiple effects, which is a real time saver. I think Slap is not quite a one-stop solution because it does lack a real EQ and a reverb, which you'll likely want to use on your drums in most cases. But apart from that, it comes with everything you need to take your drums from meh to rrr. That's all from me for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the walkthrough. Let me know in the comments how you process your drum sounds, and subscribe to the channel for more videos about music production and gear. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.